Welcome back to 9 on your side at 7. Tonight we continue our series called Our Forgotten Neighborhoods. WCPO.com is spending time in parts of the tri-state that might have gotten a little left behind in the area's progress. Tonight we take you to the Latonia neighborhood in Covington. 9 on your side photojournalist Emily Maxwell spoke with people who live there.
So we bought this house in 1969 and we've lived in this house ever since. It was just it was almost like a city within a city. There's just a different atmosphere in living in a neighborhood like this versus living in one of the newer neighborhoods.
I see the Latonia of 1910 around me all the time. I don't think that's where love of Latonia starts for everybody, certainly, but because of my grandmother's stories, it does for me. And that's one reason I wanted to be back here.
It was an area where everything you did in Latonia. You know, you went to school here, you went to church here, you shopped here, and there was a lot of different types of businesses.
I left corporate America around 2010, was looking for a new direction to go, and started dabbling with antiques. We chose Latonia because we think there's so much potential here.
That feeling of community never left here. That feeling of a special identity as Latonia, even though we hadn't technically been Latonia since 1909.
And I've watched the roller coaster ride. And I'll challenge anybody to tell me this place is not on the upswing here.
We're in Covington in the Latonia neighborhood. I'm joined by Dave Holthouse. He's the author of the Forgotten Neighborhoods series. Why Latonia, Dave?
Well, Latonia is a neighborhood with a lot of history, 150 years of history. Used to be its own city,
sure,
but it's been annexed into Covington about 100 years ago. Great racing history here, horse racing. They had a racetrack that was even more splendid than Churchill Downs, where the Kentucky Derby is. They had a Latonia Derby. But over the decades, you know, people started moving out to the suburbs. The housing sort of declined, the business district declined. But they've got an active group of people that are trying to bring businesses back and bring people back to living here again. So they've got a lot going on.
How are they trying to do that?
Well, they've got some small businesses that have opened up that have gotten a lot of recognition here on Riddy's Corner, a historic district. They've done a music festival here in the summer. 5,000 people showed up. They had a Halloween party, which sort of harkened back to some community history. So they're trying to get the word out about the community.
What kind of challenges do they face, though, as they try to move forward?
Well, there's a lot of traffic here. 275 is not too far up the road, so they get a lot of truck traffic. And there's a plan to sort of shrink Winston Avenue here. And if they can do that, they will kind of slow the traffic, make it more of a walkable district for people, make it more comfortable for people to walk around and hang out here. And
they definitely want to be part of the resurgence that we're seeing in the tri-state.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. There's a good burger place just opened up here, a bakery that sells donuts only at night. You know, some interesting businesses like that have opened up, and I think they've got some more to come, too.
All right, Dave, thank you. And if you'd like to read more about what's happening in Latonia in its comeback, all you have to do is go to this article on WCPO.com. Now,